used to say that we really had it all. Right now I've emptied all the hopes we made, 'cause there's something I forgot. Do you remember how our hearts were safe and our rose could only grow? Right now those memories are faded away and our flowers in the dry.
Hey guys, it's HD Gaming here, and today we're going to look at a tutorial on how to literally go anywhere in Pokemon Go without physically moving, and indeed this will be on the Android. Now, before I get into this video, I would like to warn you that you will not understand a single thing I'm going to say in this video if you haven't already learned how to root your Android phone, or if you haven't learned already how to get a custom recovery installed onto your device. So if any of you guys do not know anything about what I just said right there, you're going to have to watch a video in advance before you come to this video. So you go back and come back to this video after you guys have watched that. Currently, I don't have a video on it. However, if you guys want me to make a video on that, please give this video a big like, and it'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll get to work right away on making that video. And finally, if you feel like I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video. Your feedback in the comments will be greatly appreciated. Now, the first thing you're going to need is the Xposed Installer APK file. Now, essentially what this does is that it can edit the location of your files without actually modifying the files itself. So this is important as you need to hide your root from the Pokemon game as well as installing the location faker. So this is how you install it straight from the Android device. So the first thing you have to do is go to Chrome. You're gonna have to let's just go into a new tab. Let's search up Xposed Installer APK. And then it all depends on whether you have a Lollipop or any version lower than that. So I'm going to write 5.1. So search that up in Google. And then go to the highonandroid.com website. You're going to have to scroll all the way down. And then go to under the subheading right here of... Oh, there's not even a subheading. So under this ad, you're going to see after this update, Xposed for TouchWiz Android 5.1 is now available. You're going to click this thing that says link, and then it's going to redirect you to a page to download the actual APK file. You're going to scroll all the way down. You're going to go more and more and more. Maybe it's going to show a survey as it says right here. If you see a survey below, please answer to download the link. It's going to say click here to download. Right there, it tells me to add download the file. I'm gonna cancel it because I've already downloaded it. However, press OK and then install the file. And then after you guys do that, install the file. And then the second step is gonna be a little complicated. So just finish that step completely first, and then come back to the second step. Okay, so now the second step is gonna require you to do a little research about your own phone. This is important because when you installed the Xposed installer, this is how it looks like right here. It's going to show that you don't have a certain amount, you don't have the framework installed for your certain device, and each device has a certain framework that needs to be installed with it. So this is how you find your certain framework on your Android device. So we go back to Chrome, and then, we go back to Chrome, we make a new page, and then we write Xposed Installer Framework. So after you search an Xposed Installer Framework, you're gonna press the first link. It's gonna redirect you to the repo.xposed.info, and then it's right away it's going to show you this is for Android 5.0 or higher, and then click this link for Android 5.0 or higher. If you guys don't have anything below Lollipop, which is Android 5.0, then just follow the steps on here. I'm going to be doing Android 5.0 on this video, so hopefully you have Lollipop. So I'm going to click on this link, and then it's going to redirect us to this website, and then essentially it's just telling us to add a zip file in order to install the framework. The framework is going to be in the form of a zip file, so we're going to press this. Okay, so then you're just going to click that link, and then after you click that link, it's going to redirect you to this. So basically, in order to navigate your own phone and navigate the right framework for your own phone, what you're going to have to do is make a distinction between what version of Lollipop you currently have. So you're going to have to make that distinction. Go to your About phone, it'll tell you what version you have right here. Let me quickly go to it. Settings, you scroll all the way down to About phone, and then it'll tell you your version. Currently, right now, I have version 5.1 right there, as you see. So I'm going to go to SDK22, because if you see in the last page, it gives you a distinction. It says SDK21 is Android 5.0, SDK22 is Android 5.1, and SDK23 is Android 6.0, so that's Marshmallow. So that's basically the distinction you have to make. Whichever Android one you have, just pick that one. So I'm going to pick 22. And then this is the next page that you're going to have to see, make a distinction between. And this is basically distinguishing each Android device to whether it's 32-bit or 64-bit. Most Android devices fall under the ARM category, just ARM, the first option. But you're going to have to check that yourself on Google. So for example, if you go to Google and say you have an Galaxy S7, you're going to have to make a new tab right here. Search up Galaxy Note 2 or Galaxy S7 ARM bit, and then you're gonna see that just going through it. Oh, you see that there's 64-bit right there. See that? So 64-bit's right there, and then you know it's a 64-bit, and then you'll know what to install. So that's just like a really easy way of finding that. For me, the Moto G, I have a Moto G first generation, so I'm gonna pick this one, the first one, which is ARM, which is the most Android devices. The 32 and 64-bit like devices are usually the newer ones and the more complicated ones. Like Moto G is not really that great compared to the S7, for example. And then this is your last page, which is the zip files. And just ignore the zip.asc files. Make sure to just go to zip and pick the latest version. So I suggest you do this one. Oops. Just version 86 SDK22 ARM, this one right there. And then once you click on that, it's going to ask you to download it, and then see how it downloads right there, and it's going to ask you to open it. I'm not going to open it because I've already downloaded it. And then after you've downloaded that, then you're going to have to go into your custom recovery. So this is why you need to know custom recovery, because you're going to install this zip file into your system by using your custom recovery. So make sure again that you pick zip, not zip.asc, and just download that. So far we've just gotten the APK file for Xposed Installer, and then we've just gotten the zip file for your specific framework. So that's so far what you currently need in order to get the job done to play Pokemon Go.
Alright, so this is the part of the video where you're going to have to use your custom recovery. So you're going to have to go into your bootloader of your Android device and use the installation method with your custom recovery. So I personally use TWRP because its interface is very user-friendly and quite modern. Usually when you boot into recovery mode, you first power off your phone. So I'm going to do that right now. Hopefully it focuses properly. And after I power it off, on the Moto G and alongside a lot of the other devices of Android, you have to hold the power button and the volume down button in order to go to your bootloader. So I'm going to do that real quick. Hold it for like about 3 to 5 seconds. And there we go, we're in our bootloader. Now as you can see, my device is unlocked, so you're obviously going to have to unlock your bootloader. So the main thing we have to focus on is going to our recovery mode. So we press the volume down button and navigate by pressing the volume down button and then choosing with our volume up, and then it goes into our recovery mode. Alright, so now we're in the TWRP recovery mode, and we're going to have to install that zip file that we downloaded before that. So we have to touch install, just tap that. Initially it's going to show you these folders right here, and then you're going to have to go to the downloads file right there, and then you're going to see your zip file. For me, this is the specific thing I picked. It could have been a later version, but this is like specific to the Moto G. It could have been a later version again. It could have been like 82. However, this is the one I picked and it worked just fine. So, and then you're gonna have to click that zip file, and then it's gonna ask you to swipe to confirm, and then you're gonna swipe. I'm not gonna swipe because I've already done this, and once you swipe, it's gonna start showing a bunch of lines, and it's gonna install it, and then it's gonna ask you to reboot your device. So, after it does that, you're gonna have to reboot by just pressing the reboot button after it's done.
Alright guys, so far we have learned how to install the framework onto our Xposed installer. So now when we go to our Xposed installer, go to framework, it will say Xposed framework version 75 is active. Maybe it will say Xposed framework version 82 or 83 is now active on yours. So after you have done that, now we're actually ready to get the apps that we need to hide our route, and we have the apps to fake our location. So we're actually going to need 4 apps for this. We're going to first need Rootcloak, FakeGps, hide mock locations, and mock locations. So let me just tell you what these all do. Rootcloak basically hides your route. FakeGps and mock locations are your location fakers, and hide mock location is a way in which it fools the allow mock location feature in the setting, which allows you to actually continue without knowing that you've messed around with your mock locations. So if you go to your settings, you go to your about phone, you press build number, you like 7 times, you'll get developer options right here, and you'll see allow mock locations right here. If you allow it, all the apps that like see that it's allowed, they'll say that there's no like GPS signal or something like that, and it will stop working for you. However, this app hides the fact that it's working, so it would help you out in that sense. However, you're probably asking, how can we have 2 location faking apps? So the only reason that we have 2 location faking apps is because mock location, we would have used mock location. However, after a day or 2, it gets expired, and you have to buy the full version as it shows right there. However, if you go to if you delete this and you try to use this, it will not work. So this is sort of like you just have to use it and have it there in order for this to work, and this hide mock locations works universally. So the main thing that we're going to need, this is hide mock locations. So the main thing we're going to need is Rootcloak, FakeGps, and hide mock locations. FakeGps, hide mock locations, and mock locations could be found in the Play Store. So let me just show you that real quick. Let's just search up mock locations, and you're going to find all 3 of them. So mock locations right there, you install that from Play Store, install this from Play Store, and you install this from Play Store. So all 3 of those, all on one page, you install them. Now in order to install Rootcloak, this is the thing you have to do. You go to your Chrome browser, you go to your URL, you go to Google. After you go to Google, you search up Xposed module Rootcloak. There you go. And now it's going to show you 2 links. The first link is for the Lollipop support. The other one's for any lower version. For the purposes of this video, we're going to pick the first version. So the first one's right there, and it's going to show for Lollipop good, and then we're going to scroll all the way down up until it shows the download link, which is right here. It's going to ask me to press OK. However, you guys should press OK, and then press after you guys have downloaded, press open and install it. However, I'm not, because I already have it. So after you have done that, you have successfully installed Rootcloak and FakeGps, hide mock locations, and mock locations. Then you're ready to go. So go to Xposed Installer, go to modules. After you go to modules, I want you to check these 2. I want you to check mock locations and Rootcloak. Usually they're going to come off as not checked. So the next thing you have to do is now go to your hide mock locations and make sure you have Pokemon Go checked. So make sure that's checked and then press the check mark right here. It's going to tell you to reboot your device. We're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go to Rootcloak now. So we're going to go Rootcloak. These are all applications that that are blocked from, like, that we actually hide our root from. And then we go to the plus button. We press plus right here. And then we're going to go scroll down until we find Pokemon Go. And we're going to find it right here, Pokemon Go. I'm not going to add it just because I already have it. So I think I just added it. We're not going to do that. So after that, we're going to go back to our home page. Now we're going to go for the reboots. So come back after you guys have rebooted. So after you guys have rebooted your software, make sure to just go to your FakeGPS, make sure everything's basically calibrated, and go to like any location you currently want before you go into Pokemon Go. I went in this location. I set it. You go to this location, you press set location, then you go on to Pokemon Go and you see what happens. So let's go on to Pokemon Go. So let's just wait for the loading screen. After this all loads, oh yeah, by the way, I just want to tell you guys before we go into this Pokemon Go, like we use the location faker for it. I just want to say that a lot of you in my last video for the iOS tutorial, you guys have been complaining about how it doesn't let you like go and get your Pokestop Pokeballs and doesn't let you catch any Pokemon. The reason is because when you jump from location to location in huge amounts, like you go from Australia straight to like France, it's gonna stop you. It's gonna like notice it and it's gonna give you that soft ban. So you guys are gonna have to pay attention to that and basically play in moderation. So now that we've loaded into Pokemon Go, this is a completely different location, okay? I'm actually not currently in this location. Let's just try and see if this works. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna see that it does indeed give us Pokeballs, so that's good, right? And this is how we use our mock location. Hopefully it works. We're gonna go to our FakeGPS. We're gonna move just a little bit. We're gonna go, oops. We're gonna go back to our FakeGPS, and then after we move that, we press set location. Set location, we go back to Pokemon Go. We're gonna restart. Okay, so it has loaded now. Now we can go back to our location, FakeGPS. We move a little bit up. By the way, the reason it's so buggy is because I'm recording on this phone, so it's just gonna be a little buggy. So look, as we set our location and we press OK, we go to Pokemon Go, we have moved up. And let me just show you that it still works. See if we can go inside and get some Pokeballs. And we can get some Pokeballs. So you guys see how this works. So you can see how this works if only you use it in moderation. So make sure you use it in moderation, guys. It's probably the only way you can do this without them catching you. And that's pretty much it. So guys, that's the end of the tutorial. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is everything you have to do in order to get this this thing done. And the one thing I wanted to say is that this was actually a very complicated tutorial for not only for me but as well for you, especially how there are some people that still don't know what a custom recovery is. If you guys would like me, if you guys would like me to make a video on that, please leave a like, comment, just like subscribe so you guys can see more content, and hopefully I'll try as hard as I can to make that video for you. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
The flowers in the drop.